We made money. We had ups and downs, twists and turns and joys and sorrow, but we never had a rehearsal. They wouldn't mind us singing together, but when they went to serve, they wouldn't want Woody to sit with us. When we played, we never played 8-bar blues. We played 7-bar blues, 13-bar blues, 11-bar blues, 9-bar blues, but we did it at the same time. I can stay by myself. I don't even have to bother you. Oh, well, friends, I guess that my only happiness is just to hold on to my blue. Skies are blue, people, so am I. I can make it, Lord, if I try. I'm just too damn mean to cry. Don't pity me. Too proud to beg. Don't you understand? Lord, I can make it if anyone else can. Don't you know time waits for no man. You don't have to wait for me. You know why? 'Cause you've always made me feel just like a heel. All along the way, I was having a little tough luck. Though Brownie McGhee just didn't give up. I'll catch up with you. Catch up with you someday. Skies are blue. People, so am I. Oh, I can make it. Oh, if I try. I'm just too mean to cry. Don't wait for me. Go ahead about your business. I'll make it. Brown is not my real name. Brown is my name. Brown Walter Vanderbilt McGhee. Pardon me for telling you what it's all about.
Yeah, great.
But going to school, kids call you Brownie, which sounds good to them.
Yeah.
It was easier than saying Brown.
Yeah.
And my daddy said, Brownie is a dog's name. You know, country people know that.
Yeah.
But kids just call me Brownie anyway. And J.B. Long says, I think Brownie is a great recording name. It can't be with one Brownie and that's you. That's what we're going to call you, Brownie McGhee. And that's why I got the name. But I wanted to be called Poor Brownie. No McGhee on it. And we agreed on being Brownie McGhee. He said anybody can be Poor Brownie. But there can only be one Brownie McGhee and that's you. That's what you're going to be. And that's what I was. I think this is me and Sonny here. Yeah. Separated on the stage there. We can't just tell what it is, but that's me and Sonny. And here we come into the blues meeting again. Sam Lightning, Hopkins, Sonny Terry, and Brownie McGhee in Japan. That was our last tour. I don't think it's so bad. I want to go back to the 50s when I started.
You were telling me about the first time you landed in Southampton.
Oh, well, yeah, when I arrived in England, it was 1958. And the boat landed in Southampton. I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was just, you know, I'm getting off a boat, never been on a boat 6 days. When I got there, the bands was playing and the music was raving and the camera was flashing and I was ducking my head and saying, excuse me, sorry, who's it behind, what you want? And they said, you, what you want me for? And I thought I was in the way. You, and they kept trying to make pictures of me. And I said, nobody knows me. Nobody wanted pictures of me. I was very arrogant about it. But I had never had the red carpet before. And so when Chris Barber got to me, he says, Brownie, this is all for you. For what for? You know. He said, well, they're welcoming you here to the shore. So when the boat landed in Southampton, I never will forget. It was one joyful time. I called my wife. I said, you ought to be glad I'm married, baby, because I may not come home. And I'd never been out of the country, never been nowhere. And I just couldn't believe it could happen. I'd never been appreciated in America, I thought, which I hadn't been. And nobody thought anything of the blues, which is America. America is the blues is America, and I am the blues. So I didn't feel like I should go anywhere else until America was understanding it. If they understood that, they'd understand me. And when I got there, it was altogether a different thing in '58. I got back to Folkway Records, which Mo Ash was living in. He said, Brownie, what you got this time for me? I said, Mo, I want to record this song, Memories of My Trip. He said, all right, sit down and do it. And the lyrics went, in Germany, I saw Berlin. In London, I saw Big Ben. In Scotland Yard, in a little square they call Soho. In Scotland, everything was fine. And the water tastes just like wine. But I want you to know there's some great people in Glasgow. It went on from there, Dick, Grim, and Eddie, members of Chris Barber's band, Monty, Pat, and Chris. I'll always remember memories of my trip when the boat landed in Southampton. I'll always remember this. From Birmingham, we went to Bristol. From Bath to Liverpool. Cheers through the years. I love you, one and all. That was it. Turned out to be very successful. And returning home, the New York Times met me at the river. McGhee, Terry, you all are it, you're the greatest. So they wrote up America's greatest folk blues singers. And that follows us up until this moment I'm talking to you. Walking down the street this morning, full of my good gin. A lady was in the doorway and she said, hey, mister, won't you come in? She wanted me to clean her house, move her furniture around. Said she would bake me a jelly roll, and it would be nice and brown, but she fooled me. That woman fooled me. Well, you know, I got fooled. She was jiving all the time. She said, I own this apartment, and I got a big blue Buick sedan. All I need around here now, she says, is just a handyman. You know what she promised me? So as soon as the work is through, you can have your way and do anything you want to. But I got fooled, buddy. You know what I'm talking about. That woman, she fooled me, buddy, yes, she did. Well, you know, I got fooled. She was yawning all the time. Let me tell you something. I went on and I cleaned her house from the front to the back. Cleaned out every corner and I didn't even miss a crack. She promised me a kiss. Great big hug. She said, now just sweep down my stairs, Brownie, and beat my bedroom rug. But I got fooled, buddy. That woman, she fooled me, oh Lord, yes she did. Well, you know, I got fooled. She was jiving all the time. Let me tell you the truth about all this fooling. But But anyway, in the evening, about 5 o'clock, I said, house lady, with your house lady, I'm through. Come on, sit down beside me now. Tell me, what are we really gonna do? She said, we're gonna dance all night long, have some scotch and some gin. And as soon as she spoke those words, you know her husband come walking in. I got fooled, buddy. That woman, she fooled me, Lord, yes, she did. Well, you know, I got fooled. She was jiving all the time. If you ever been fooled, you know what I'm talking about. You understand me now? Yeah.
Yeah, you played quite a bit with, well, maybe you didn't play quite a bit with him, but you knew him definitely, Woody Guthrie.
Yeah, we...
There's a bit of film that I've seen of you playing.
Yeah, but it was... Woody, I met Woody after coming to New York, and we didn't make records together. There's a few records offhand, you know, stage presence, but we didn't do records. But I knew Woody from the time I reached New York until he died. We were good friends, and we worked together.
What was he like as a...
Woody was a great guy. He was a writer, good writer. And me and him and Sonny played as a trio. And he stood in the middle between me and Sonny in 1943.
Yeah, the name of that band, the Streamliners?
No, the Woody Guthrie and Sonny Terry and Brownie McGhee were known as the Streamline Singers.
Right, that's it.
Back in those days, and when Woody booked us together, the Streamline Singers went out. 3 of us would work together for $15. And if you only want Sonny and Brownie stipulated, they'll be $15. Because we were affiliated with the other groups around there, and we worked in different groups. But the Streamline Singer was an individual group of us 3. We were taking care of the stage.
But if you were doing a black area or something...
It wasn't a black area, it was a white area.
Yeah.
They wouldn't mind us singing together, but when they went to serve, they wouldn't want Woody to sit with us. But he could stand between us and play. And then at times, they was in him sitting down, and Woody was very bitterly against that, and he'd start a ruckus party. And a lot of things happened. He would just absolutely go, wow, I can sing and stand between these 2 guys, and you mean I can't sit down and eat with them? And you all, you know, one of those type of things. And we just, a lot of incidents that occurred, not only in New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore.
Did he influence your writing at all?
Not writing. In all of my songs, you'll find resentment, but it's not out, you know, blues. What I'm saying is, Woody was, I was writing when I met Woody, but I wasn't writing, you know, I wasn't writing union songs.
Yeah, political stuff.
Yeah, the UAW and the CIO, I didn't know. But Woody was writing that type of stuff, and he encouraged me to go on and write my stuff. And I kept on writing because I always did write. But I did write a lot of political stuff. And it didn't come off as political, but in it you'll find politics and resentment. My songs have a lot of resentment in them about treatment, eating, standing and living in people. But it doesn't come out with this bang, boom. It hits you and all of a sudden and you won't say, what did he say in that verse? I got the key to the highway, built out, I'm bound to go, yeah. Gonna leave you running because walking is more to lose. Where you going, McGhee? I'm going back to the border where I'm better known. But you ain't doing nothing to drive me. Good man, away from home. What do you want me for, baby? Just give me one more kiss, darling. Just before I go. If I leave this time, baby, I may not come back. Go ahead, then. California to the rocky shores of Maine. South highway so long to the highway is brown is middle name. One more time. Show the moon, keeps over the mountain. I'll be on my way, around these highways until we break up. Let me tell you this, Wally. So long, people. Soon I will say goodbye. Along these highways until the day I die. Let's go out of here now. Yeah.
Where did your style of playing come from? Was it from your father?
My style of playing come from my father.
Yeah.
And really tell the truth about it, I never heard nobody play but my daddy. And when I come up, we didn't go around too much. We didn't visit too much, many people. So I thought my father invented the guitar, because I only saw him play.
Yeah.
And just for years, I didn't even know nobody. So the way my father played, I learned to play
Yeah.
that he played, yeah. Until I got up big enough and I heard Lonnie Johnson on record. Oh my. Is that a man with 3 arms? I said.
Opened your eyes up.
Then I realized that I couldn't play like my father, and so I had to invent a style of my own, which has been with me, picking with 2 fingers and a thumb.
Yeah.
And so I'll admit it's Brownie's way. So that's where I call it a style of my own, which nobody plays like that but me. There's other people who picks the guitar. And there's so many ways of playing the guitar. There's many ways there are people. Some people sings and then play, some people play and then sing. And some people sing on top of their playing.
Yeah.
So you have to identify with who is who and what is what, and that's the way styles are identified. Come on, coming. Come on, coming. Come on, you're coming. Did you hear what I said? I'm tired of waiting on you. What about it? I like the way that you dress, the way you wear your hair. I like the way that you dress, the way you wear your hair. I like the way that you dress, the way you wear your hair. What you doing, girl? Standing over there. Come on, you coming? Yeah. I'm in a hurry. I'm getting nervous. I'm in a hurry. Come on, you coming? Did you hear what I said? I'm tired of waiting on you. Yeah, yeah. One more time. Yeah.
Tell me about Blind Boy Fuller. He's
Yeah,
always a
brother, I
character
can-
that's.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, yeah.
He's always a character that intrigued me.
Blind Boy Fuller?
You got involved through him or his manager or agent.
Well, back in those days, it was manager, talent scout.
Yeah.
And the same man that had Blind Boy Fuller heard of me in Burlington, North Carolina, J.B. Long. And I was playing in the ghetto there, which was a ghetto place called Black Bottom, down where old cabs stand stayed open all night, and a blind ball puller's washboard player, old Ed, heard me playing. I know that's how he got it. And I will tell you what I was playing. It's the first song I ever wrote. This is J.B. Long. I was playing about a song I wrote about a girl I kidnapped, and she left me. And she left me with that paper dog on the wall, that Victor dog.
Yeah.
Wasn't no electric lights where I come from. That was just an oil light. And that dog haunted me for a long time after she left. And so I made up some words, I call it, but I sing about it. Call me and my dog. Just me and my dog. We don't have no friends right now. Well, just me and my dog. We don't have no friends right now. Woman I love lives like a queen. Lord, but I'll get along somehow. But old Ed went back and told him, said, man, I hear a guy down there in the bottom playing about a dog. He must love him. He said, I'll bring him up here. So he come down on the bottom and says, come down and meet Mr. Long. I said, who the hell is Mr. Long? He said, Mr. Long wants to hear you play something. He takes Fuller up to make records. Wasn't interesting to me. But after midnight, I went down to J.B. Long's store. It was called J.B. Long's Department Store. And he said, play me that song about the dog. I said, what do you know about the dog? He said, Red, said you. So that was the beginning of Brownie McGhee and Fuller. And I played him there and my dog. He said, how'd you like to make records? So that was the beginning of that. And how would I like to make records? I didn't know what he was talking about. Make records? Yeah. How would you like to meet Blind Boy Fuller? Who is he? And Sonny Terry, who are they? I didn't know anybody. I was by myself. And he said, well, I'll set up a date so you can meet Fuller and Sonny. So he set up a date for me to meet Fuller and Sonny at his store, J.B. Long's Department Store in Burlington, North Carolina. He brought him over. And Fuller played a piece and Sonny blew the harp behind him. And he told Fuller said, I want you to listen to Brownie. We had discussed my name before, you know. So I played that piece. What do you think of him, Fuller? I said he can sing, but he can't play no guitar. It's a blind man. Well, that made me angry. Deep down inside of me, I got mad. Yeah. But I didn't know Fuller was a great recording artist. But what he said was true, I imagine, you know. But anyway, it just kept bumming on me as a blind man telling me I couldn't play, but I could sing, which was an inspiration in one sense and degrading in the other. And Long said, well, I'm going to take him up to Chicago and let him make some records. I think he's got something. Getting back to it, Fuller passed. And I was called to make The Death of Blind Boy Fuller, and I'm quite sure it was J.B. Long. And there was Big Bill was making and writing for it, and there was another guy that knew Bill, Memphis Minnie. But they took Brownie's Death of Blind Boy Fuller. Yeah. See, and that was the number that made me an artist. The Death of Blind Boy Fuller with his own guitar. He's gone. Blind Boy Fuller's gone away. He's gone. Blind Boy Fuller's gone away. Well, he heard a voice calling, and he knew he could not stay. Called me to his bedside one morning, and the clock was striking 4. Yes, he called me to his bedside one morning, dark was striking poor. He said, Brownie, take my guitar, carry my business on. I won't stay here no more. Blind boy had a million friends, north, east, south, and west. Blind boy had a million friends, north, east, south, and west. Well, it's hard to tell, it's hard to tell now which place he was loved the best. All you women are blind boys, how do you want your loving done? All you women are blind boys, how do you want your loving done? I'll do my best, I'll do my best. Kept blind boy Fuller's business on. Goodbye, blind boy. This was the death of Blind Boy Fuller, and I had to call up J.B. Long and ask him what it was all about, because just before that he said, Brownie, would you write a number? Please, Mr. Fuller, don't die. He's very sick. And I still have the piece of paper that I was writing, please, Mr. Fuller, don't die on, and I got the telegram, said, Fuller's dead. Write the death of Blind Boy. You have been chosen to do the song, Come at Once. And on my way, I wrote this song going to Chicago to do the death of Blind Boy, and I had to ask J.B. Long. Said he had a lot of friends. I didn't have his guitar then, but he got his guitar out of the pawn shop his brother had pawned, and I did the death of Blind Boy Fuller on the steel National guitar of Blind Boys. And that's why I said I wrote that verse, take my guitar and carry my business on.
Yeah.
I won't stay here no more. And I kept that guitar until I got to New York, 1944. I made a long phone call. My woman didn't seem to understand. I got the blues. I never had this feeling before. I got the blues. I never had this feeling before. Don't you know the feeling that I got? The little red brownie, I don't love you no more. So many ways God knows that a man can get the blues. Just gonna tell you one or two of them. So many ways that a man can get the blues. Telephone, a telegram, either mailman will bring me the blues. I wanna tell you something. I'm living in Bluesville. I'm living on Blues Avenue. Sad place to be. Lord, I'm I'm living in Bluesville, living on Blues Avenue. I can't blame the mailman because he left me with those party post blues. Play the blues. One more time, I like that. One more time. Yeah, Bert, I want to tell you a note about me and Sonny had been together for 35 years before we quit. And I met Sonny, and at the same time, I met Blind Boy Fuller. But I didn't know that Sonny was just a backup for Fuller.
Yeah.
J.B. Long. And the reason that me and Sonny got together was J.B. Long. It wasn't my idea at all, because I was a loner at that time.
Yeah.
And after Fuller died, he says, Brownie, I wish you could see if you could do something for Sonny. And I was very embarrassed because, see, when I heard the records of Sonny Terry and Blind Boy Fuller together,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sonny was I called him a recording artist. Now, what can I do with a recording artist? And so I kind of flinched. I says, JB says, I want you to see if you can, Sonny haven't got anybody about. He kept trying to tell me something, but it took him a few years to get it out of him before he died. And he says, I want you to see if you can go and do something for him, help him, because he ain't got nobody now.
Yeah.
So I only found out he only recorded with Fuller when they were in the key.
Oh, I see.
And Fuller tuned in the key with his harp.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Otherwise than that, he didn't. So when I met Sonny, he only had two harps, a A and a G.
Yeah. How long was you and Sonny together?
From the beginning of time until
Well,
the
yeah.
ending of Sonny's life,
Yeah.
35 years to be exact.
It's a long time.
Yeah, a long time to be with a man, wasn't it? But anyway, we had some wonderful years together. And as I said, how we got together was marvelous. And I went to Washington with him at the Library of Congress for him to make records for the Library of Congress, and he'd come back, Sonny and Brownie. Picked up some wonderful contracts up there. We got contracts to come to New York. That's why we got to New York. We got to New York, Sonny Terry and Brownie McGhee. And there was a team. Nobody knew this. And everybody wanted to know, what's he doing? But it wasn't a matter who's going to do what. It's a matter of what people thought. Because what we did was the beginning of a nation.
Did you go from state to state with
Well,
Sonny?
we did, yeah, went from state to state, but we took, after I realized that it was a matter of gripping and going together. You can't go against someone and go somewhere.
Yeah.
You got to go the same way.
Yeah.
And I realized that's what we had to do.
Yeah.
In New York, we played 5 years on the streets.
Did you go from state to state like that?
No,
or-
not hitchhiking, no. That was mine, and I'm lame. I started in Harlem, playing on the streets together, me and Sonny. And we built a thing there.
Yeah.
People began to realize that, and we went to the village together. And then Sonny began to sing his songs. I began to sing mine. It became more and more and more. And they began to think more and more we were a team, but I never told them they wasn't. They kept Sonny Terry and Brownie McGhee and Sonny Terry. We never had a contract. Went to England as Sonny Terry and Brownie McGhee and Sonny Terry. We never had a contract between us.
No.
And we made money. We had ups and downs, twists and turns and joys and sorrow, but we never had a rehearsal. Well, I rehearse and play something else.
Yeah. Good policy.
So music is to be played, not read. And our best performance was when we were rehearsing. It's on the stage. And I want to play the first song that me and Sonny ever sing together. He's not here. And just a little bit of it. It's called Stranger Blues. And they had to come to Sonny's house with the machine and record us because Sonny didn't know he could sing with his harmonica. You better listen to me now. And this is the song. I'm a stranger, yeah, just floating your town. Well, yes, I am. I'm a stranger, yeah, just floating your town. Can you hear that hop? Well, because I'm a stranger, nobody wants to dog me around. Well, I wonder why some people treat a stranger so. Oh, yes, I do. Well, I wonder why some people treat a stranger so. Well, it may be your best friend that you will never know. First song me and Sonny ever recorded together singing as a duet. Become a standard in our walks of life, becoming our singing traditional, the highs and the lows, the ups and downs. And what I'm going to tell you, 2 wrongs make a right. Listen to me now, it's history. 2 wrongs make a right, providing you make the wrongs at the same time. It's undeniable that you can't. And that was a policy that I followed.
Yeah.
If he played the wrong chord, I played the wrong chord. It got to be right. And we played that in life. And you can lay down now, and I can sit down and tell you every mistake that we made, but we made them at the same time. And when we played, we never played 8-bar blues. We played 7-bar blues, 13-bar blues, 11-bar blues, 9-bar blues. But we did it at the same time. Made it a perfect setting. So that become the dinner, the dessert, the beginning and the ending of a concert. 2 wrongs make a right, providing you make the wrongs at the same time. And it's come to reach perfection. Ever Sonny Terry and Brownie McGhee into the day we quit. See rider, see what you done. Lord, Lord, Lord. See rider, see what you done. Well, you made me love you. Now your man's done come. Tell me, rider, where did you stay last night? Lord, 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 tell me, rider, where did you stay last night? You come home this morning, the sun was shining bright. I'm gonna buy me a shotgun, just as long as I am tall. Lord, 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 buy me a shotgun, long as I am gone. I ain't gonna shoot you because you don't love me. I'm gonna murder you because you done me wrong. Help yourself. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm going upon the mountain, all like a mountain jack. Lord, 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 going on the mountain, all like a mountain jack. I'm gonna scream so loud, trying to get my bow-legged woman down. Going away, baby, and I won't be back until fall. Lord, 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 going away, baby, and I won't be back till fall. If I find me a good girl, I won't be out there. Take your time and go out. Let's go together. I like that. CC Rider. Out of sight. Could have been better, but that's the best we could do.
You lived with Leadbelly for a while, didn't you?
Well, we lived with Led. Sonny and I both lived with Leadbelly, and we recorded. You know, we made one good record together. I call it one good record together because it's all Leadbelly and Woody Guthrie, Sonny Terry, Brownie McGhee, and a jazz piano player. And they did release it. And I come out with Leadbelly singing, Sonny singing, and me singing. Because Woody didn't sing, he just played his violin. I mean, not his violin, his mandolin. Yeah. And I lived with Led for a year. And me and Led used to go out and play at hotels. Because when you was at that time, when Led was living, you could go from table to table with your guitar and sing to people. Sonny wasn't there at the time. And Led and I would go to the Waldorf Astoria up on top, where people sit down and couldn't actually know what it was. We'd go to the table and sing folk songs and blues that they asked you for, sometimes risques. And they'd laugh and things like that. Only got $10, but it was $10 well earned. And living with Led, I appreciated him so much. The life that me and Sonny was living in New York, he says, you guys ain't getting enough to eat. The beauty about it, he says, y'all Southerners, and y'all can't eat pumpernickel bread and eggs and survive. Come over and live with me and baby, which was his wife, Martha. We got there. It was a cold water flat that Led lived in, 604 East 9th Street in New York City, down on the extreme east side. And he said, I've got 3 rooms here, a bedroom, kitchen, and living room. You and Sonny can have the living room. Me and baby will keep the bedroom. We'll share the kitchen. When I eat, you can eat. And when you get a little money, give baby some to help us along. How better could a man be?
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather be walking, because I don't appreciate no ride. Because sometimes the one I love, she's not by my side, but I'm gonna walk on, walk on, walk on and on and on and on and on. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. My mind gets worried when my shoes get thin. I don't know where I'm going, but I do know where I've been. I'm gonna walk on, walk on, walk on and on and on and on and on and on. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. Let me hear you, Bert. Go ahead and hit yourself. Yeah. Walk on now. Let me tell you this. My suitcase is packed. My trunk's already gone. I don't know what in the world I'm sitting around here waiting on when I can walk on. I got to walk on. I'm gonna walk on and 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 on. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. One more time. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. Let's say it a little softer this time. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. Listen, I'm gonna try to do it. I got to keep on walking till I find my way back home. I ain't gonna say nothing, Bert. I'm just gonna go through the motion. Watch me. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Walk on, walk on, walk on, just walk on, walk on, walk on, walk on, walk on. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. Hey, 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 walk on. What else can you do? That's a good, I mean. Don't forget that walk home. We're gonna do it over. No. I know you got some of that.
Let's put a board on.
I know you got it all.
Fantastic.
Huh?
Okay, 160 on the end.
Well, after more than 30 years of playing the guitar, and he was almost the first blues in real life player I'd ever seen at close range, as close as this is to me. And ever since then, he's been an idol. I mean, he's been revered by me, you know. And to play with him was just an extraordinary sensation. I mean, I never ever thought I'd ever play with him in my life, you know. And I'm very, very proud to be able to have done so, you know.
Yeah. Have a good time. Walk on. Keep the faith. All men count, but none too much. Be sure you leave footprints in the sand of time. You find which way you went, and you know how to go back. Blues is truth. Don't forget that. So long.